It's a new era of data intelligence. We've combined the power of VantagePoint statistical precision with the conversational insight of vantagenAI. For more than 25 years, VantagePoint has been the industry standard for transforming large, noisy datasets into meaningful analysis through rigorous statistical methods. When generative AI emerged, we recognized an opportunity to layer human-like reasoning onto our analytics. We began to study the probabilistic nature of language back in 2012 for a government project, long before LLM became a household term. Even then, we realized the power of the probabilistic nature of predicting what the next word is going to be. As the current wave of generative AI accelerated, we recognized significant risk for technology management and for text analytics, particularly the hallucinations, inconsistent outputs, and the lack of reproducibility that are characteristic of LLMs. But we knew LLMs held significant potential for technology management if we could address these issues and create a product that delivered usable, consistent results that adhered to our strict statistical standards. So we spent over 18 months in development designing a product that focused on analytical quality, grounded the analysis in your dataset, provided consistent, verifiable answers, understood the questions analysts ask, and rapidly generated industry reports and analyses. The result is vantagenAI. The vantagenAI workflow begins by downloading data from your trusted sources, such as PubMed, patent databases, scientific literature, and specialized databases. Then you bring that data into our origin product, VantagePoint. VantagePoint's world-class refinement tools normalize organizations, affiliations, and other fields before the information ever reaches the LLM. If the data isn't cleaned first, AI's attempt at refinement can erroneously compensate. For example, treating University of California as a single campus, or misidentifying complex multinational organizations. Using VantagePoint first gives you confidence in your data. However, you can skip the cleaning step altogether if you want. Simply import the data into VantagePoint using VantagePoint's import filters, which designate the fields in the raw data and perform minimal cleaning. You have control of the process. Here you see we have a PubMed dataset on smartwatches. VantagePoint was used to clean the affiliations, ensuring the organizations are properly normalized. You may analyze a specific affiliation or several affiliations. But for this demonstration, we will load all 2,000 plus affiliations into vantagenAI. And away we go. We have built upon more than a decade of experience in tokenization and auto-classification to optimize how information is sent to the LLM. Now we are in vantagenAI, using a secure, customized interface of Google Gemini. We selected Gemini because its extensive exposure to scientific, patent, and business information allows it to better understand the nuances between science and technology management than other models. And don't worry, your data is protected and private in vantagenAI and not used for Google's training. The customized output displays some basic information about the data. And here's a summary that vantagenAI generated for that dataset. And below are key terms. vantagenAI combs through thousands of records to extract complex, multi-word concepts and defines them for you. Remember, the process we're using isn't driven by what's in the LLM, but by the data you provided. So the information extracted here is grounded in your dataset. This greatly reduces hallucination. Then vantagenAI produces appropriate follow-up questions that an analyst might want to ask about the data. Let's go ahead and click one. Notice that vantagenAI provides a clickable reference in the answer. If you click a reference, it will take you back to VantagePoint's record view and display the record from which vantagenAI is extracting its conclusion. Putting you in the verification loop ensures that insights are tied to evidence, giving you confidence in your findings. Now I'll go back to vantagenAI. We've engineered vantagenAI to handle sophisticated persona-based prompts. So for this demonstration, let's say you're an experienced technology analyst at Seoul National University. This is the leading organization in the dataset, and you are writing for the VP of R&D. vantagenAI will tailor its response to the intended reader. The clause, given the data provided, keeps the output within the confines of the dataset. And then we will ask it to create a SWOT analysis from the perspective of Seoul National University. vantagenAI identifies well-established management reporting frameworks, such as SWOT, and applies your data to it. The extensive research required for a SWOT analysis traditionally takes someone a great deal of time to complete. And here it's done in seconds, tailored to the audience. You can see the strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, threats, our questions, and most importantly, references to records backing up the analysis. Now let's ask vantagenAI a forecasting question. In this case, your persona is a technology forecaster, and your question is, what is going to happen in this space in the next 5 years? Here it is. You can see all the references to your data. Now let's look 20 years out and assume a futurist role, which is different from a forecasting role. Let's do another report, this time the Gartner Hype Cycle analysis. As you can see, vantagenAI identified the various sub-technologies within Seoul National University's records and classified them according to the Gartner Hype Cycle in seconds. I'm going to scroll back to the summary. If vantagenAI were given this same data next week, it would produce a nearly identical summary with very little variation. Why is this unique? Well, LLMs are intentionally designed to be creative and provide variation. They produce different answers every time. Figuring out how to control creativity and ensure it is only used where applicable was a key development for vantagenAI. Scientists, engineers, technologists, etc. don't like taking the same data, running it through analysis, and getting a different result each time. So vantagenAI prioritizes consistency over random creativity. You can run the same analysis today and next week, and the core findings will remain stable and consistent. In summary, the value of this integration is simple. If you use an LLM alone, you get generic, often inaccurate results. If you use VantagePoint alone, you have precise, verifiable data, but must do the heavy lifting of synthesis and reporting. Together, VantagePoint provides the precision, and vantagenAI provides the synthesis. The result is a dramatically sped up research workflow that enables you to rapidly move from raw text to actionable intelligence, all while maintaining a strict verifiable paper trail. It's a new era of data intelligence. Get up to speed with VantagePoint plus vantagenAI. Contact us to get started today.